Hi everyone. For today's topic is new product development in rural marketing. For any organization, even it may start with a newly innovated product, or maybe it may go on with the existing product. But the organization or the firm should not keep on selling the same product for a very long time, because the customers preferences will be changed over the time. So along with the preferences, it is necessary for the organizations to modify, to alter the product as required by the or customers or consumers. So at that moment, a problem will arise, like how to develop the new product, how to alter this existing product which leads to the new product. There is a concept of new product development. The term product, what is the meaning of product? Already we have discussed. A product is something, a product is a physical thing which can be used in order to satisfy a need or want. That is the product. So such kind of product is used frequently in marketing. Consumers purchase different products which are useful and agreeable to them. A product can be defined as a bundle of attributes that satisfies the consumer's demand, as we have discussed in the earlier class also. A product has a utility. Along with this utility, it has various other features also, like its physical attributes and the name of the company, the goodwill of the company, that is the brand, and what is the design of the product, what is the color of the product, shape of the product. All these are aesthetics. The appearance of the product is also important, and there are many number of other things which are to be considered before developing or launching a new product. If it is innovation also, for example, a mobile, when it was actually innovated, they might have also thought about what is the design of, actually what is the basic function of a mobile phone is just to talk or a person with who is very far from us. But apart from this basic functionality, some other attributes might have considered by the manufacturers, because how it should look like, the mobile, you know and what are the add-ons that we can actually provide along with mobile phone. For example, calendar, calculator, the basic other add-ons. So kind of all the things should be considered at the time of launching a new product, or maybe at the time of modifying the existing product in order to develop a new product. So in both the cases also, it is necessary to consider all these elements. New product launch is an important aspect of product policy and product management, especially when the organization want to expand the business, because organizations all the time, if it is a firm which is development oriented, definitely it has to enter the new markets, it has to start the new product lines. So when we want to start the new product lines, definitely it is necessary to consider this launch of new products, because it is very necessary. So what is the meaning of new product launch? New product launch means introducing a new product into the existing market. Already we are serving there, but we do not want to serve with the same product for a long time. So what we are doing is we are introducing uh, some other product, maybe with some add-on features of the existing product in the same market. So at that time, the new product launch is necessary. In other words, it is adding a new product in the existing product lines of the company. So already we are dealing with many number of products, so we will also deal with one more product line. So at that time also it is necessary to consider all these factors, because we are launching the new product. Company's existing products may be technologically outdated. That is why after every few days we are actually identifying some new models of mobiles, because at that time that means like already the old mobiles are outdated. So you have different segments of target existing products. In such cases, what the organizations can do is new product development is the answer for the company, right? Maybe when the technologically the product is outdated, maybe when we want to serve different segments. So for example, urban product may not satisfy the rural needs, right? So when we want to enter the new markets, it is okay. Sorry, actually here a little bit differences, a little bit disturbances are there. However, so the company's existing products may be technologically outdated, or sometimes when you want to enter the new markets, like from urban areas you want to enter the rural markets. So the same products may not serve to both the areas. So we have to modify it, and we have to launch a new product in the new market. Product for the rural market must be built or modified to the results which suits the lifestyle and needs of the rural consumers, right? So same urban product may not fit to the rural market, as we have discussed. The rural market is not homogeneous. Set of customers with different preferences and different cultures, different attitudes will be there. So the same product may not satisfy even all the customers in the rural market also. The company should keep in mind that before developing the products for rural markets, marketer must identify the typical rural specific needs. Urban products as these cannot be dumped onto the rural markets without modifications. The products must be suitable to the rural customers in all significant aspects, right? In all the aspects, like about the design, about the durability, about the size of the product. As we have discussed, the rural people prefer what kind of products. The heavier the product, it is durable according to the rural attitude. So you have to think about all these while developing the new product. The new product development is the important weapon in the armory of marketer. For this, what he has to do is he has to assess the product regularly. He has to assess the product in the market regularly. So how to assess the market, right? So what the organization can do to assess the market is set up complaint and suggestion box is one way. Complaint box and suggestion box. If any complaints are there from the customers, they might have actually intimated to us. So that is the way of knowing about the customer. Another way is gather the customers' opinions immediately after delivering the service, right? Or maybe to encourage the correspondence, encourage the communication. The organization can encourage the customers to all the time communicate with the employees of the organization. Like they may freely deliver their opinions. They can freely share their advices and suggestions. And another way is to read consumers' opinions and reports in the media. Use appropriate media in order to read the consumers' opinions. or maybe to conduct satisfaction surveys. It gives very good results also, whether you are satisfied or not, what kind of attributes are better satisfying you in our product, what actually leading you to dissatisfaction with our product. Such kind of questionnaire can be prepared, and the organizations can do the surveys by using this questionnaire, so that the organization will get exactly what the customers are expecting from the organization in order to satisfy their needs. And another way is to make lost customer analysis, right? If any customer who actually had been using our products, he changed to or shifted to another brand. So actually what made him to shift to other brand, what kind of attribute dissatisfied this customer. So such kind of analysis can be done on the lost customer to know more about our products negatives. What are the negative factors about our product are existing. So in order to know this, what the organization can do is this lost customer analysis will give the better results for the organization. After doing such kind of service or survey, if the product found vulnerable, so a decision to develop or introduce new product is mandatory, is compulsory, right? Because they said like, okay, the design of the product is not satisfactory, maybe the size of the product is not satisfactory. Such kind of responses when we get from the customers or consumers, definitely what we have to do is we have to modify the product, because we don't want to lose more customers. So what we can do is we have to introduce a new product by modifying the existing product. So for that, the organization can do any one of these four things. There are four ways of achieving it. What are they? Modify existing products and offer it to existing market. We will modify the already existing product and we will serve in the same existing market. That is one way. Or sometimes another case situation is introducing existing products in the new market. So we just modify the existing products, we alter the products and we will sell it in the new market. So what is the necessity of altering the existing product in order to serve the new market? Why can't we go with the same product? No, the product may not be satisfied in all the areas, right? For example, we are serving a motorbike in the urban areas. The same motorbike may not give good results in the rural areas. We have to modify it, right? So the third case or situation is developing a new product for existing markets. We are not going to sell the same product already what we are serving. We are entering into the new product line. So some other product we are trying to deliver. So we are developing completely a new product. We are going to sell it in the existing market. And another way is to develop a new product for completely new product. We are not modifying the product. What was the second way? Introduce existing product, right? That means we will modify the existing product and enter into the new market. But here we are entering into the new market with completely new product. The product is not yet used by the customers or consumers. So recently, now itself, we are launching the product in the new market also. So that is how actually the new product development can be done by the organizations. When we come to the procedure of new product development, usually there will be 7 steps. So the first step in the new product development is idea generation. The first stage is idea generation. Ideas come from everywhere, can be of any form, and can be numerous. There is no limit for getting the ideas. Every person may have different ideas. Now it is Corona moment. Everyone, what few people say, like actually we can open. It's better to open few industries. That means it is better to uh, give freedom to work for free industries, whereas some other people say it is better to close all the organizations, no one should come out. And few other people say like the state is to be divided into different segments, and in green zones actually we may allow the people to do their works, and in yellow zone like that. There are number of ideas from different people. So how many ideas we can get is numerous ideas we can get it, but it is the idea generation is the systematic search for new product ideas. A company has to generate many ideas in order to find that is worth pursuing. In order to get the best which actually worth of pursuing, what we have to do is we have to collect all the maximum possible ideas. Right? So how can we collect this maximum possible number of ideas? So the major sources of new product ideas include internal sources. We may use our people within the organization, or maybe the environment within the organization, or we may get the ideas from the customers sometimes. Actually some other kind of benefit, if it is added to the existing product, it will be better. So such kind of ideas we can get it from the customers also, and we can get it from the competitors, those who are actually working for that, or sometimes we may get it from distributors or suppliers, right? So however, the organization tries to get all the maximum ideas from all these internal and external sources. So how to get the ideas from all these sources? What are the different approaches for that? What are the different techniques to get these ideas? So the ideas or the techniques may involve attribute testing, right? It may be done in the labs, or brainstorming is one more idea. Brainstorming means like you will make to sit a lot of people in a place, and you'll ask them to give their ideas openly and freely, and there is no silly responses. Whatever the responses given by the respondents, so everything will be written and considered for the next phase. Like that is brainstorming. And force relationship is about actually comparing two different variables, how the relationship between these two variables is there. So such kind of analysis can be done by using this technique, force relationships. And synetics is also a problematic way of doing the analysis. So such kind of techniques are there in order to get the ideas of developing the new product. Second step is idea screening. Right. For example, let us take you would like to introduce a new soap, for example. So in the idea phase, actually, what are the existing soaps are there? How can we differentiate our product from the existing products? We need many number of ideas, right? A light is there, like how can we manufacture the new kind of torchlight? What are the different features can be added with that? What are the different styles that will be better for the new market? So all such kind of ideas will be gathered in the first phase, and in the second phase it is about screening the ideas, right? So the second step in new marketing development is idea screening. The purpose of idea generation is to create the large pool of ideas. The purpose of this stage, the idea screening stage, is to pare these down to those that are genuinely worth pursuing. So whatever the unnecessary may not worth of pursuing, we will ignore them, and whatever will be worth of pursuing, whatever are genuinely actually workable, so we will note them down and we will keep them with us, and all the remaining we will neglect or ignore. Companies have different methods for doing this, from product review committees to formal market research. So how can we know like which idea is actually worth of working out, or which idea is to be neglected or ignored? So how can we do that is by forming some review committees, or maybe by doing some formal market research. So what we can do is we can go to the new market where we are going to launch our product, and we can ask them like, we are planning to do a new product development. We are going to design a new product in order to serve one kind of problem, in order to solve it. So what do you think? So we can do such kind of formal market research. So actually we are planning to add one feature. What do you think? You may say like, no, it doesn't work out, and we don't prefer such kind of feature from this product. So that means we will neglect this idea, we will ignore that idea. And if the people are really enthusiastic to get the product with few ideas, then we will keep them with us, and we will go on to the further phase, right? That is idea screening. So ideas can be many, but good ideas are few, right? Out of them, every idea is not a good one. So whatever is not that much good one, so we will not consider here. The second step of new product development involves finding those good and feasible ideas and discarding those which are not feasible ideas. So in order to identify whether the product is worth or not, so we have to consider various factors like company's strength. Actually, are we capable of doing that? Company's strength and company's weaknesses, right? We have to consider like, if it will make us to stop after starting the process. Any weaknesses are there for the company, and what are the customers' needs? Are they really expecting this new technology that we are going to add? Yes or no? We have to consider it. Ongoing trends, is it outdated trends that will be wasted? Expected returns on investments, we have to consider, and whether it is affordable to the organization or not. So we have to consider all these while screening the ideas. For example, an idea came actually which is not satisfying the customer's needs, that means the third factor is not satisfactory, so we will actually delete this idea, and we will ignore it. For example, another one which is already outdated, so the our ongoing trend, it is not the ongoing trend, so what we will do is we will ignore it, right? If return on investment will be like very less, and sometimes there will be no returns on investment, ROI is very low, then it may not work out. So all these factors will help us to screen out the ideas, right? So next step is, that is the third step, concept development and testing. Here actually we are developing the concept of new product. What is a concept? A concept is a detailed strategy or blueprint version of the idea. Basically, when an idea is developed in every aspect so as to make it presentable, it is called as concept. We will just make a blueprint, like for example torchlight, right? How in square we are going to make it a square, like what are the dimensions of width and length and breadth and everything. So such kind of all the design we will make it here, and what kind of batteries that we are going to use, that is chargeable or like only with electricity it works out, or maybe what are the different ways of work out, like for example we can use it by actually tying it to our head, and maybe we will hold it in our hands. What are the different features that we are giving with this? So everything we will make it a note, right? Such kind of blueprint we will make it here. All the ideas that pass the screening stage are turned into the concepts. So for example, in the first phase we found about 100 ideas. Out of 100, only 10 are worth of coming to the second stage. So in the second stage we screened out 90 we neglected, and only 10 we finalized for the third stage. So all the 10 ideas we will carry it to third stage, and in this third stage all the 10 ideas will turn into the concepts. For example, an idea is given by some XYZ person, so he will work it out like how we are going to do it. And another one, ABC, is another person, so Mr. X, he will also work it out on his own idea. So all the ideas will transfer or will be turned into the concepts at this stage. The concept is now brought to the target market, right? Now we are ready with the blueprint, we are ready with everything. Whatever the questions will be raised by the potential customers, we are ready to answer, because everything we have it, the concept is already developed. So what we will do now after developing the concept is we will choose few customers, and from the selected customers from target group are chosen to test the concept. Information is provided to them like we are going to do so and so, what do you think, any modifications and suggestions, right? So and after explaining all this concept, we will ask them few questions, right? You can ask me any questions and I will ask you few questions about this concept, right? So then it leads to the third stage, right? In the fourth stage, in the third step, what we have done was we developed the concepts of about 10 ideas, and we have also checked it with the customers, a few potential customers. In the fourth step, we are doing the business analysis. It is very important. Okay, we have developed the concept, the product is very satisfactory to the customer also, right? For example, we checked with 100 customers with these 10 ideas also. What they said is, okay, all the 10 are very good, right? Definitely will buy such kind of products. They are very satisfied also. It is also necessary that how these ideas from the point of business, right? So that is what we are doing here in the fourth step about branding, and if you are whatever the strategies that we are going to use in the market with these products will be efficient or not. Estimated product profitability, like what are the different decisions about marketing mix, what kind of things that we can do about the product price, place and promotion, everything from the point of business, we will check it in this phase. And it is also important to analyze competition of the product. Already if such kind of products are already existing, even we come with the new features also, whether it will be sustained in the market or not, what are the costs involved, all the materials are actually available in the present market, or do we need to import it from other places, do we need to transport the material from other places, so if so, what would be the cost? All such kind of things have to be considered. Pricing strategies, if cost is heavy, like if we definitely we will need to fix the high prices, so are the customers really ready to pay such prices? And a break even point, what would be our break even point in order to consider these costs and price and profit? So we have to check it. And risk analysis, what would be the risks if we go on with these products? So it is also important to analyze the demand, what would be the demand for our product, right? So after considering all these, if the organization feels like there will be a very good business which gives returns on investment, then only the organization will go for next phase, that is product development. So we have already checked the concept is actually agreed and approved by the customers as well as the organization, And we also analyzed about the business of the organization, like how it would be in the market, like what would be our results, like profits, what would be the demand, what would be our sales. So what would be the cost of manufacturing such kind of products, everything we considered, so and approved. Then what we will do is we will develop the products. And in the last phase also, when actually we are analyzing the business also, definitely few ideas will be dropped, so they may not fit the business strategies. So what we will do is, out of 10 we may drop 5 or 6, so we will go on with only 3 to 4 ideas for product development. So once all the strategies are approved, the product concept is transformed into the actual tangible product. Here actually you are manufacturing the product. This development stage of new product development results in building up of a prototype or a limited production model. So here we are not going to manufacture entire, about lakhs of units of products. What we will do here is only we will manufacture few number of products, and then it is necessary to check actually is it as per the our expected concepts and expected business analysis or no. So it is very important to check. It is also important to check whether the customers expected the same when we explain, when actually we explain the concept to them. Better to show the existing product, physical product to them, and ask them like what do they feel, right? And all the branding and other strategies decided previously are tested and applied in this stage. Like cost, for example, in the earlier stage, in the last phase, we actually thought like the cost would be 62 rupees. Is it same as we expected, or it will be a little bit more or less? So everything to be tested here. It is also important to check the functional tests. It is also important to check the consumer techniques. Like what we can use here is the consumer techniques. Like we can do some surveys by giving some questionnaires to the consumers here also about the product. So that is what we are doing here actually in the market testing. That is the 6th stage. If the prototype is introduced for research and feedback in the test market phase, right? What we are doing is the prototype, we are giving it to the prototype means actually whatever we manufactured, the few units of products, we will give it to the customers, we will show it to the customers, and we will let them use for some time, and we will ask them to give the feedbacks, and the feedbacks are taken, and if any further changes are required also, such changes to be made the product. This process is of utmost importance as it validates as whole concept and makes the company ready for the launch. Right? At this phase, if it is approved by the customers or consumers, then only the product will be ready and all the phases will be successful. So it is very crucial stage. Make adjustments to the prototype or develop the new version if necessary. Develop additional prototypes for rural marketing testing. If for example any 2-3 modifications are actually suggested by the consumers, you will make them, and again you will make few prototypes, and again you will check, because after altering the product, is it ready to launch? That means is it ready to actually sell in the market? Again we may go for checking it with some chosen customers. So that is why this market testing is very important. So for example, if they have given 2-3 alternate customization required by the customer, so we will customize the product, and again we will check. So if nothing else, so we may go for launching. If few additional changes are again suggested, so again we will go for that. So that is how we will do it in market testing. And the last step is commercialization. That means the product is ready, everything whatever the actually required changes are there for the product, we have done everything and the product is ready. So should be the actually the product should be used by the consumers, and the organization should use some marketing strategies in order to reach the consumers. The marketing mix is now put to use about product manufacturing, about pricing, about distribution channel in order to reach the consumer, and about making the customer aware about the product, that is promotion. All these marketing mix strategies, even some other piece also, like physical evidence and people and processes, all the marketing mix we have to put into use here. So the final decisions have to be made about all these things. Markets are decided for the product to launch. This stage involves briefing different departments about the duties and targets. It is not that much easy, just we will launch the product and we will sell it. So we have to there actually is the necessity of many number of people actually who are to be coordinated in order to make the product success in the market. So that is why it is very important to recruit the people and decide their duties and roles, and allocate them some targets in order to increase the sales. So all such kind of things have to be put into practice here. Every minor and major decision is made before the final introduction stage of the new product development. So because once we started manufacturing, then it will be difficult. For example, we have seen few bikes which actually after launching they actually required to modify a few things, right? For example, in Honda also, Honda Shine, what happened at the time, they actually commercialized the product, they sold the product, and after few days when they found there is the problem with the Shine, again what they said is, take all your bikes back, so we will modify something and we will give you back. So it may not give a good sense to the customers or consumers. So in order to prevent such kind of things, we have to do everything before the finalization of the product, before launching the product, at the time of market testing. That is why organizations should be very careful, right? I hope everything is clear. Thank you.